I don't feel safe in the place where I'm living anymore. Oh, don't do that. Come back up and stay. There we go. I've spoken about this before, but my landlady is a fraudulent cow. She came in at 8:30 one morning and removed my lounge. She threw my stuff out. The contract is copy and pasted BS. But it's got worse, hasn't it? It's got a lot worse since I filmed that last video. For a start, she tried to enter my room illegally one morning without notification. Just unlocked the door and tried to get in. I mean, fortunately I was in at the time, so I was able to stop her, but if I hadn't been there, she'd have just walked into my room. And the same thing again happened last week, or was it the week before? I can't even remember anymore. And this time it was just a complete stranger who just let himself into the house, started letting himself into all the rooms, and then let himself into my room, apparently to check the radiators. Some guy I didn't even know just walked into my room. And that's illegal. And that makes me feel so, along with all the other stuff, it makes me feel so unsafe in that house. I can't cope anymore. I've reported that stuff to the student housing office, but they just shrugged. They just said, oh well, there's nothing you can do about it. They wouldn't even do anything about her behaving illegally, entering my room. She turned up again unannounced this morning at 9 o'clock. And I don't want to confront this person, because she does come across as a bit of a psychopath. So all I did was lock my door, shoved a laundry crate there so nobody could get in, and I waited. I waited for her to go. Then I hear hoovering from downstairs. She's actually cleaning the place. The place was clean. And if you want the place hoovering, ask. Besides which, it was clean. And she starts shouting and making a whole lot of banging noise while I'm trying to finish my thesis. Which, it's not acceptable, is it? Obviously I don't want her near me, so I stayed in my room. And I stayed there. And I stayed there, waiting for her to go. Want to know how long it was? Nearly 6 hours. It's just... When I finally get out of my room, I go into the bathroom. She's only gone and done it again, throwing my soap and my washcloth away. For no reason. What is that beeping? Yeah, so she's thrown my soap and my washcloth away, and I've just had enough. I just feel so unsafe in that house, and I want to get out, and the pissing housing office won't do a fucking thing about it. And I've had enough. I shouldn't have to live like this. This is the 3rd house now where I've been made to feel unsafe and unwelcome. And I'm just... How is she even allowed to rent to students when she's behaving like this? She's just a fraud. And I've had enough. world is it acceptable to take someone's lounge away without telling them to throw their stuff away, to enter their fucking room illegally and get away with it? I've just had enough. Turn off. I know it was only a scrappy bit of soap and an old washcloth, but, you know, it was my soap and my washcloth. And the soap was still good. It looked a bit old and scrappy, but, you know, what soap doesn't after a week? And my washcloth, I think I've got a spare somewhere, but it's not the point, is it? You don't throw someone's stuff away. You don't enter their home without their permission illegally. There's only, short of basically having a slanging match with this bitch, the only thing I can do is go to the housing office and demand that they put me somewhere safe, that they put my welfare first, that they put me into either another house or some other accommodation where I'm paying exactly the same or lower than I am now, immediately. Because if they don't do that, they're not doing their job. They're not protecting student welfare. They're letting a charlatan and a fraud get away with stuff that nobody should be allowed to get away with. That otherwise I'd be stuck in this contract for the next 8 months. And I don't want that. I don't feel safe. My stuff, my possessions aren't safe. Even my room, though it has a lock on it, isn't safe. I mean, if she's wandered in when I'm not there, how am I going to know? I'm not, am I? I mean, it's only fortunate that the twice I know it's happened, I've been in. But what about other times? It's just not acceptable. Is that beeping again? I'm going to investigate that once I've finished this. I've had enough. There's only so much a man can take. You never kick a dog because he's just a pup. Because the dog will always bite when the pup grows up. Or something like that. There's only so much a man can take. You know, the university, they can't be allowing their students to be suffering like this. I mean, I'm fortunate that I've still got a place at university, that I'm starting this PhD thing, that I can, you know, use rooms like this still, but I've had enough. It's time to take action. And it's time to demand what I deserve. People have been trying to kick me my entire life. I'm not going to stand for it anymore. Because it's time to bite. It's time for the pup to grow up.